Are you looking to create a peaceful, harmonious garden right at home? The great news is that the colors you actually use don't matter. What matters is how you put them together. So stay tuned and I'll show you how it works. My name is Amy, and over at prettypurpledoor.com, I help home gardeners create landscapes that are uniquely you. So let's get to it. So if you've seen any of my other videos about color and using color in the garden, you already know this, but it's worth mentioning again that you should start with just one color when you're planning a garden. And I know it seems difficult and it's too limiting, and you're going to say, Amy, but I want 2 colors. And Amy, what about these 3 colors? And I'm going to still say, no, just start with one, because you have to start with the bare bones building blocks before you can add more color. It doesn't mean that we're not going to add any later. So if you bear with me and you just choose one color to follow along with this video, it's going to really super help you. So here's a beautiful garden that's using this magenta color, and it's very harmonious. Can you see how harmonious it is? And I want you to look at this and just see if you can pick up some of the key things that are making the harmony in this garden. And obviously, like I said before, the one way to create harmony in your garden is to use color. And by using color, I mean limiting your color. One of my favorite ways to do this in the garden is by using analogous colors. And if you've seen any of my other videos, this will be like a refresher for you, but basically an analogous color scheme uses colors that are right next to each other on this color wheel in groups of 3. Anything that's opposite each other, the color wheel, will be a lot of contrast, so right next to it is like very little bit of contrast. It's just going to sort of blend together in a really harmonious way. It's very pleasing to the eye, and it's very easy to do, so that's why I love it so much. I'm not going to go into great detail because there's another video that you can check out, and it's all about creating garden color schemes. So I'll leave a link to that below so you can watch that one too. But the photo above is a great example of an analogous color scheme using the 3 colors of blue, violet, and purple. Some of my favorites in the garden. I really love those cooler colors. And you can do this with any 3 colors, so it doesn't have to be these 3. You could actually do yellow, chartreuse, and green. You could do red, vermilion, and orange, any 3 that are next to each other. Even if you want to do purple, you could do purple, magenta, red, or violet, purple, magenta, just to pick the 3. And that's a really easy way to create harmony. So we're going to pick the color, and then I'm going to build out this color scheme for you so that you can see actually how to do this. So the color that we're going to pick right here is violet. You can see here that on the left side of the screen, I have the brightest, vibrant color violet, and then I've just added a little bit of white to every block so that you kind of have like a scale of color to go with. And all of these are considered violet in my brain, at least. So you want to do some research and find some plants that have foliage color or bloom color in the color that you've chosen. I also have a video that I'm going to put in the description about researching plants, and you can check that one out too. So here are just a few examples I found that fit that violet purple color family. You're just, as soon as you start researching and finding them online, I'm always like so surprised by how many plants I can actually find that are in like that one single color block. I like to use my garden planning worksheets to get my ideas down on paper, and you can get these on my website. I'm gonna leave a link. It's prettypurpledoor.com. So once you get that base color, style, and feeling in place, you can begin to incorporate more plant combinations, more plant colors, more focal points into your garden bed. And you can see that instead of just violet colored plants in this palette, I've added some blue and teal options as well. And that's how I'm sort of expanding it, and I'm giving myself a little bit more options. By the way, my courses cover my garden design framework, which is what you're kind of getting a glimpse at here, in super great detail, and it's step by step so you can learn exactly how to do this at home. The reason that I've chosen this violet, blue, and teal color scheme for this particular example is because, in my opinion, these are the most relaxing, calming colors on the color wheel. Once you start getting into those reds and oranges, it gets a little bit more high energy. It's not that you can't create harmony with those colors. It's just, in my opinion, these are a bit more laid back and relaxing, and what I think of personally when I think of harmony in the garden. And I'm going to give you a couple other ideas beyond just color. And my first and my favorite beyond color is using a water feature. Adding water to your garden is a great great way to create a sense of calm, a sense of peace. It can also help a lot with privacy and creating that sanctuary feeling, because you have that nice background noise and it's going to drown out like traffic or kids screaming up the street. If you live near me, you would know that. There's lots of kids and they're always carrying on. And sometimes I just want to like turn on my water fountain and just feel like I'm in my own little world. So water features are a great way to do this. I actually have a really awesome step-by-step video on this channel of how to make your own water feature in just a day, and it's really easy and super fun, and a lot of people have done it with great success, so I'll leave a link to that too. Another thing that you can do to add harmony and relaxation to your garden is to create like garden rooms. And by garden rooms, a lot of people are like, what does this mean, garden rooms? I just mean like picking a space and a space to sit and relax. A lot of these photos are from the Philadelphia Garden Show in 2020, by the way. There's some amazing ideas. If you ever have a chance to go to Philadelphia Flower Show, I would highly recommend it. I loved it. It's such a great time. But anyway, this is sort of like a dining area, but this doesn't need to be a dining area. Maybe it's a hammock, maybe it's like a rocking chair, maybe it's a pergola or something like that. But having like a space to sit and relax that feels like its own little nook in your garden is a great way to add harmony and relaxation. And I chose this particular photo because I didn't want it to feel like you have to like have some sort of meditation mat on the ground and do your yoga out there. Like it could just be like a casual dining area, and you spruce it up. You add a white sheet and look at how like elegant it looks, but all those chairs are mismatched and the ground is gravel. And, you know, it's not anything that's super like out of touch with what a normal person's backyard looks like, and that you can actually implement this in your own yard with, you know, not much difficulty at all. Just go to the flea market on the weekend. I think you could probably achieve this look, and it's beautiful. So adding that place to sit and relax that really feels homey and almost like decorated, like you would decorate the inside of your house, it goes so far to making a harmonious space for you to enjoy. My next tip is to attract wildlife to your garden. This can be a great way to add that harmony and feel in touch with nature. Adding a bird bath, a bird feeder, or any other elements that attract wildlife. Like I've seen like little bug houses or homes for frogs and toads, or here on this beautiful picture is like a larger pond, so that's something you can do. But bringing in water and food for the animals is going to attract them. It's as easy as that. And then you can sit in your beautiful harmonious sanctuary and enjoy all the animals at play. I do this all day. I really love watching the birds, and I actually bought a bird book so that I can identify them, and I'm turning into a dorky bird watching lady that's sitting in my garden all day, but it's been wonderful, and I can't get enough of it. If you've enjoyed these tips for creating harmony in the garden, you may want to check out my Garden Planning 101 course, which is going to give you a lot more tips for creating harmony. Or just catch me in the next video where I'm going to be talking about creating excitement in your garden if you want to spruce it up a little bit. I'll see you over there, okay?